Well, they say necessity breeds invention, so I neglected to record my first matchup. So I'm gonna decide to give you guys a little look at how I kind of analyze teams and what I look at. Obviously, you cannot run sims before any matchups, so sometimes my thoughts are not 100% accurate, but this is the way that I kind of look at it. So I've been trying to bring my core 3, although in this match I did think about bringing Bastiodon. Bastiodon has great matchup against Latias. Phenomenal matchup as well against Alolan Marowak. So I did think about bringing him for that reason. Unfortunately, against the rest of this team, Claydol can take care of it. Steelix can take care of the Bastiodon. Blaziken destroys Bastiodon pretty well. As well as Lucario is going to crush Bastiodon. So, as you can see, I got 2 big wins, 4 big losses. It usually is the way it goes with Bastiodon. And normally I'm going to bring him against more ghost-heavy teams. As you can see, Alolan Marowak only really ghost there, so I opted not to bring the Bastiodon. I did go for my Ferrothorn. I liked my Ferrothorn up against the Claydol. Claydol was one thing in his line that kind of concerned me a little bit. I also like my Ferrothorn here against Steelix with the IV spread that I have. I have consistent wins against Steelix with my Ferrothorn. And although I don't get consistent wins against Latias, Ferrothorn does have something for Latias. Resist most of his moves. If I can hit him with the acid spray, I can kind of soften him up for Marowak or even Poliwrath when he gets those ice punches in to make sure it's a one-shot deal. Now, Lucario will wreck Ferrothorn. Blaziken will crush Ferrothorn. Marowak will mess Ferrothorn up, whether it's Hex Whack or Fire Spin Whack. Fire Spin just ridiculously annihilates it. You farm him to crazy death. So, kind of like Bastiodon on both my steel types, a little risky against this team. I don't think he's going to run double fighter, so not as risky as it may appear at first. But the matchups I'm interested in are these 2 wins against Steelix and Claydol, and then the Latias matchup I feel pretty comfortable with as well. Next Pokemon I thought about bringing, and this one was a pretty easy decision, was my Poliwrath. He's going to be able to take care of that Lucario weakness that I'm facing with Ferrothorn. He's going to be able to easily handle the Blaziken that Ferrothorn has trouble with. He is going to be able to take out the Alolan Marowak that Ferrothorn has trouble with. So I like those synergy against those 2 Pokemon. Steel Grass type and a Water Fighting type. Makes sense that they have good synergy and they can cover each other. Of course, Poliwrath is going to have trouble with Claydol, but it can't hit it with that Ice Punch. So you're seeing a lot of green coming down right now from my Poliwrath. It's going to be able to take care of, do a lot of work. Of course, next Pokemon I'm thinking about bringing to stick with my core 3 is going to be the Alolan Marowak. So you're going to see again, Alolan Marowak has got Lucario covered. I have Fire Spin Whack. Lucario wants nothing to do with that Fire Spin. Alolan Marowak versus Latias. I gotta land a Shadow Ball to win that matchup. It's a pretty favorable matchup, but I'm not going to put that in green. I'm going to say that that's more of a yellow matchup. Same thing with Poliwrath. That Ice Punch can do a lot. It's a favorable matchup for Latias, but I felt comfortable that all 3 of my Pokemon kind of had something for it. We weren't completely outclassed there. And then back to Alolan Marowak. It's going to be able to handle Blaziken as well. It's going to resist all of Blaziken's moves, and Blaziken's going to be running counter most likely. It's going to be triple resisted. Yeah, that's where most of the fighters are going to do a lot of the damage. In the mirror match here, if he's running Hex, he can have an advantage on me. But I feel pretty comfortable in the mirror. Alolan Marowak is a very bait-dependent Pokemon, so whoever gets the bait there is going to win that. Even if you have Hex, if you fall for the bait and they don't, you are not winning that matchup. So, and you're both going to get to that Shadow Ball about the same time. So, let's see. Steelix versus Alolan Marowak. Steelix is already pretty well covered by my team, but since I do have Fire Spin Whack, that's more of like a yellowish matchup as well. Steelix does handle you pretty well. You don't really want to see Steelix, but you have something for him if you do see him. And then Claydol. Claydol, you got that. Alolan Marowak does have to watch out for the Earth Power, but it's a pretty good matchup for you as a Fire Spin Whack. And Hex Whack is even better. So as you can see, my team's got pretty good coverage. I got rid of all the red lines, so it makes it look even better than it really is. But Latias is going to be one of my main worries, and he did bring Latias in the rounds, as you'll see. Claydol, as I said, I was worried about. That's one of the reasons I brought the Pokemon that I did. And let's have a look and see how it went in round 2, if I can, again, survive making some more bad decisions. So like I said, I forgot to record the first game, caught up in the heat of the moment against PHOENIXFIRE790, but it ended up with Claydol against Ferrothorn. Again, making bad decisions. I acid sprayed instead of power whipping when shields were down, but was able to get to another power whip and win the match. So remember from my analysis, I was really happy with the way Poliwrath matchups look, so I decided to lead there. Even though I was a little concerned about the Claydol being out front, it does end up being the Alola Marowak. See, it's the Hex Whack and not the Fire Spin Whack, so it does have a slightly better matchup than the Fire Spin Whack would, but I still do win this matchup. It's very positive. These bubbles are going to be doing a ton of damage once they get powered up. As you can see, it's already a nice little chunk out of there that has been taken. Maybe it's my naivete and bad move counting, but I didn't think he had enough for the Shadow Ball. In retrospect, I think he did. I just got lucky that he was baiting with the Bone Club. If he does not shield here, this Ice Punch is going to be doing a ton of damage. So he does go ahead and throw the shield, but you can see I'm switching out right away into the Claydol. And he may have been in fear of the Hydro Pump, but that was his last shield. Shields are down. He did shield that first power-up punch, thinking it might have been a different move. So now you're going to see the Claydol is going to come with that Earth Power. It does do a nice bit of damage, but nothing that the Ferrothorn can't handle. It does have a nice stat spread on it, and mine does have pretty nice IVs. And this Power Whip right here with shields down, bye-bye Claydol. That's all she wrote. Now with Claydol out and my Poliwrath still back there, I'm feeling pretty confident about this matchup. Ferrothorn did not want to see Marowak, but again it's Hex, not Fire Spin, so you can deal with a little bit. This is going to be a Bone Club coming in here. That's not going to do too much damage. That's 35 energy gone. You'll be able to get a Acid Spray, soften this Marowak up a little bit, and then after that I'm still going to be switch locked in here, so I'm going to have to stick it in. But fortunately he does use another Bone Club to knock me down. I was contemplating on switching out. Didn't want to end up switch locked again, but I probably could have switched back into the Poliwrath and I've had to worry about it. But I do go ahead and let the Ferrothorn go down, and I am going to go ahead and come back into the Poliwrath. It's actually a switch glitch right there. I was not trying to switch back out. Luckily he does throw another charge move again. Again, my opportunity needs to be keeping track of how much energy my opponent has. I probably should have known he didn't have enough for a Shadow Ball if I was doing a proper job of keeping track of what he had, because he did use a lot there to take out my Ferrothorn. He did not have enough to get back up to Shadow Ball. Again, using the wrong move. Like, wow, how lucky did I get to make it through this tournament? Making a bunch of bad shielding decisions, throwing the wrong move a lot. So I'm going to have to shield here to get to my other power-up punch. That's his last Pokemon, so I feel okay using that shield. I'm pretty sure I'm able to take this one more counter, which I barely do, as you can see. One scratch of health. This time I used the correct move, the power-up punch, which Lucario does not want to see any fighting moves at all. The steel typing, just like Ferrothorn, it's going to be wrecked by fighting. So I was able to come out of that round. My luck's still intact, thankfully, to the positive lead, as well as to my opponent, fortunately, trying to bait. And I did make my share of good decisions as well, but definitely enough bad decisions to lose, and had luck again carrying me through to the 2-0 lead. So again, up 2-0, I've got a pretty good lead in the match, no pressure on me. Things have been working out well. I've been able to get that Ferrothorn against that Claydol and haven't seen much conflict. So I'm feeling pretty good about that lineup. I am thinking about bringing in that Bastiodon, like I said. That Latias still worries me a little bit. But my boys here have had some good synergy. They've been working well together, so that's what I think I'm going to want to be sticking with. Just thinking about who I'm going to lead with. If you remember right, the Alola Marowak had a lot of solid leads as well. Just worried about the mirror match, especially knowing that he has Hex. It's going to be something that I'm going to have to keep an eye out for. But I do want to change up my lead. I don't want to get complacent. Although sometimes I do. I just keep leading the same thing for all 3 matches. And it can also mess with your opponent's head. Generally speaking, I like to switch it up a little bit. And here you're going to see it paid off when I get Fire Spin Whack against Lucario. These Fire Spins are going to be doing crazy amount of damage. Again, not sure if I'm getting baited or if I just need to practice counting moves better. But definitely the latter. Need to learn how to count these moves. You don't want to be blocking these power-up punches, especially when it's a first power-up punch and you triple resist it. That is not the wisest decision that you're going to be making. So now coming back in, I'm all charged up. I'm able to just farm that Lucario down because those Fire Spins are just melting him. And we're going to be coming in here with a Bone Club. Bone Club is going to be coming in to get that bait because that Claydol is very high shield pressure because that could have been a Shadow Ball. And now I've got this matchup that I love again. My Ferrothorn against the Claydol. The Earth Power is going to come in here again. He knows the Psychic is resisted even though it can do the debuff. Earth Power has the same opportunity to debuff. And he could be fearing the Acid Spray still. I did Acid Spray when he had shields up before. So he could still be fearing that. I'm going to go with the Power Whip. Either way, I'm either going to get a shield or get him out of there. So he does get the shield up and comes back in. I'm going to try to get that Power Whip before he can get another Earth Power, and I am able to do so. He told me that he did have the Earth Power, but he was trying to switch out. So again, live action game like this, it's not turn-based. It comes down to being able to switch quickly. Sometimes that can be a big to-do in Pokemon PvP. And now there was my big payoff for investing a bunch of extra dust and a bunch of extra rare candy. This is actually my second Ferrothorn. Has better IVs. I ran a bunch of Sims and it pays off to have those IVs, especially in situations like that, where my first Ferrothorn I built might not have been able to get to the Acid Spray. This one did. I would have to look at it. I'm not sure if Shadow Ball 1 hits without this Mon being Acid Sprayed, but it sure didn't hurt nothing. And then that Shadow Ball comes in and it's lights out, and I'm going to be on to the third round after that. So really GG's to Phoenix. Talked to him after, invited him to my Discord. We again talked about it being only the 6th of the month when this tournament took place, and us both feeling kind of a little bit unsure about a few things. Remote battling was still down at the time, which it still is now, so we didn't have much time to practice before the tournament. And both of us made some questionable decisions. And again, like I said, I felt like the luck kind of carried me through to a certain degree. But GG's, and GG's to everybody down there at the Rainbow League in San Diego.